Ladies and gentlemen, Pimpmunk. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Wood. This is the Morning Wood where you get what, Missy?
Wood, it's so good.
Yes, indeed. It is Monday. It is October the 12th of the year. Oh, my goodness.
It is also Happy Indigenous People Day.
Or some would say Columbus Day. And, you know, I don't celebrate Columbus Day, but I think I'm with Missy on that one. Happy Indigenous long time ago shit day. Long fucking time ago. Anyways, we are joined today by Krendar. What's happening, homie?
Not too bad. Morning.
And of course, we're joined also by the great, wonderful, very, very smart Shabisky. And Landon knows here too.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone latitude and your comedic capability. Which, of course, the Pimpmunk.
Oh, me, baby.
What can you say?
But I'm about to do something that ain't a little bit comedic here. I'll try to make it funny. I got to address something right off the bat of the show. Let's get this out of the way. Apparently, the other day, somebody got accused of, somebody said the N-word. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Modern Medusa said the N-word to somebody. She called somebody the N-word. And one of my fans, I guess, got pissed off and called her out on it. And I guess he told her that he found her through me. And when she said, I love Pimpmunk, I love the Morning Wood, but he says the N-word all the time. And let's back up 5 seconds, all right? Because Pimpmunk used to, while ago, used to use the word every now and again in a joke, and it was moronic. It was stupid. Will not ask forgiveness for it because I don't deserve forgiveness for saying that word. I'm going to be honest with you. I won't say I'm sorry because I don't deserve forgiveness because I was being an asshole and an idiot who thought it was funny. It was not funny. It was edgelord bullshit that I was going through. Everybody was going through at stage at one time. It was stupid. But I haven't said that word in a long fucking time. And by the way, I never used the hard R either. It was, slang, but anyways.
And it was in a joke form. It wasn't.
But it was still stupid.
Directed. Right. There's no excuse, but it also wasn't directed towards someone as an insult.
But trying to throw me under the bus because your ass got run over is just wrong. I like Medusa, love Medusa to death. Love her to death. But don't drag my name in the dirt because your name's getting dragged. That's just wrong.
I love Medusa.
I love her to death.
Her word choice.
No drama, but I want to make this public because that shit was made public. She said that shit in public. That's wrong. I don't say that word. I stopped saying that word. I stopped saying the F word, not fuck. I say fuck all the time.
And I will agree that the person that she said that to said some foul stuff to her first. The day that she found out that her cat died and the turtle that she was trying to rescue died.
And by the way,
that was awful.
Medusa, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. That's a really sad thing to happen to.
But like everybody's mama on this damn show told you at one time, 2 wrongs don't make a right. No. Everybody's mama said it at one point to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. 2 wrongs don't make it right.
3 lefts do, though.
I'm not saying that she was right.
No, I know you weren't.
For what she said. Giving people more context of...
Don't drag my name down because your ass is in trouble. That's just wrong. Like, let's say I said something stupid and somebody, got on my ass and I'm like, well, Shabisky said it 6 months ago. Why would I do that?
Right.
Well, that notion of misery love company doesn't make sense when the company doesn't love to be part of your misery.
Yeah, it's just horseshit.
Yeah. So I wish, again, Modern Medusa, I wish you know, Peace, I'm sorry that those two beloved creatures of yours died.
Yeah.
And that's a
And
sad
she was
thing.
very upset about it.
She was,
Yeah.
and that's why, like, I feel for her. I really do. Like, it's terrible when things like that happen, and I'm so sorry that she's going through that loss.
And I'm really not mad at her. But
No.
I was upset at the situation because, look, when you do this shit, there's always somebody trying to fuck with you. Always. And I don't need no extra bullshit just because somebody got a little dirt. Don't make me dirty. I'm dirty enough.
So could I just do one thing that's kind of slightly different if we're finished with that? Just I would like to, because this is the first Morningwood show that I've been on since I left the state of California. I'm now a resident of the state of Washington.
Yay.
And I'd like to acknowledge that this is the first morning show that I've been on. I was on Shabisky's show, which was really fun. And I hope people on this show are equally as generous for their content creators. But I like to say hello there, Raisin Girl. Hey, Scammer Killer. Of course, double not six space. And there's also this alleged Australian named Red Eye.
As I call him, piece of shit.
And of course, there's the paragon of Gage.
As I call him, dumbass. Yeah, well, let's just get that out of the way too. About what you mentioned about tipping. You need to tip today. Pimpmunk is broken and fucked. And
seriously,
it
if you like the content, express it.
I don't
right?
care if you don't like the content. Tip anyway.
Just give me your fucking money.
Show Earth. Still give me money.
I know. You usually wait till the second hour, but I do want to say again. You know, if you don't support the content creators that you like, what you're going to get is content shoved down your throat. You're going to get corporate, a bland content that media streams want to shove at you. So support your local comedians, support your content you like, please.
You get bland entertainment.
But let's think of entertainment. How are you doing? How are you folks all doing? It's been a while. I'm still in surrounded by. I have 32 boxes of stuff. You can see back there just some boxes. I mean, I'm not out of the woods yet.
Well, me personally, I'm over 2 weeks smoke free.
Yay!
I'm not nicotine free, but I'm smoke free. I still do.
Well, it helps you along, so.
And Shabisky quit crack, so.
Good for
Pretty
you.
proud of myself. I'm probably going to gain back all the weight again.
Yeah,
But hey.
500 pounds.
Yeah. Be pretty fat.
You know what? That's still healthier than the alternative, so.
And Missy got a new nipple piercing.
Not yet, but I want to.
Just one, not both?
Can I do it?
No.
I don't know how to do it. I do it basic style. I get an ice cube and a needle. Pow!
Pimpmunk, why do you want to stab her titty?
Because I want to stab all titties.
Well, my appendix tried to kill me, Landon.
Allegedly, yes.
Yeah, her appendix did do that.
Yeah, my appendix tried to kill me. So I am still stitched up. I'm supposed to be on bed rest because I am extremely swollen and look like a daisy ham.
Yeah.
Hey, gaming, how you doing there?
Put some gravy on there. Eat your ham.
I appreciate the person who's feeding me the live chat. And Susan is still mad that I made fun of Red Eye's alleged continent.
Yeah, it sucks. They got lizards over there.
Well, I mean, it's not even alleged. We've all proven Australia's fake, so.
I don't know. They got some real lizards though that'll kill you.
Yeah, and then spiders that have attitudes.
Yeah, they got kangaroos that carry guns.
And don't forget about the drop bears.
And the
Yeah,
emus.
I know. I hate when they drop them damn bears off the roof. It sucks.
It's no bueno.
That's a stupid ass joke.
No, seriously. Have you ever been attacked by a spider?
I have. When they look at me, I feel attacked.
And they said, "Oh, leave that spider alone." And I was doing so, but the spider didn't think I was doing enough to leave it alone, so it came at me. And I moved away, and it came after me, and the spider tried to chase me. And they said, "Don't try to squish it unless you do it well, because apparently it's hard to squish."
Yeah. But I hate motherfucker. You gotta put it in the jar and take it outside. No, you smack that motherfucker with a shoe. Fuck all that taking it outside. I see a spider, I'm assassinating that motherfucker.
You put it outside, it's just gonna come back at you later again.
Yeah, it's already got my smell on it, and it can come back.
Yeah.
Now, I live in a spot where we've got spiders. In fact, I'm looking at a really nice spider outside my window here. We've got spiders around the house because the reason why we have spiders around the house is they're bugs. And during bug season, we want the spiders there to help cut down on the bugs. And the spiders are out there, and we're in here, and we're at peace.
Yeah, spiders, they're handy. I mean, they do kill other insects and shit. Like, it's like, down here in the South, they got a lot of king snakes, right? Everybody's always afraid of the king. King snakes ain't gonna hurt your ass. They gonna hurt other snakes.
Yeah.
King snakes won't hurt you, but they're a badass motherfucker when it comes to fighting other snakes.
Mm-hmm.
And they kill them. And
well, yeah, they eat rattlesnakes.
Yeah, they will. They'll fuck a goddamn cottonmouth up too. And cottonmouths are mean sons of bitches.
Yeah. Ooh.
Missy always deserves more love. Get better soon.
Aww.
Thank you, Amelia. I love you.
I love her a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you later.
Thank you for the first tip of the morning on there. By the way, so I noticed that Red Eye can neither confirm nor deny existence of drop bears. It seems that the visitors get told about drop bears there, but you see, what Red Eye did not address allegedly was emus.
Hey, I remember that war.
Yeah, emus fucked Australia up.
But I have
allegedly
confirm that
there's a bee in here. There's that same bee that was in here the other day.
No. The former assistant secretary of the Prime Minister of Australia did confirm that they have problems with emus kicking down the dunny door. Dunny, that place where you do your business. And apparently that's a problem out there, is that emus kick down the dunny door. So when you're in there doing your business, you're more vulnerable, you're pantsing around your ankles, and you're trying to do your business. Apparently emus come in and kick down the door and mess with you.
I want to fuck one of them.
Just got to stand up and pee on them at that point. That's your best defense.
That's true, but
were we peeing on?
I don't know, because they've got that beak. I mean, I would be worried that they would
eat your penis.
That reminds me. Have you guys seen those stupid Liberty Mutual commercials with the emu?
Mm-mm.
So they got an emu or whatever, however you say that fucking word, to be one of the main characters of the commercial.
Oh.
And it's obvious that it's CGI because they had the thing walk over and sit on top of a volleyball, as an egg.
Yeah.
And then they have it chomping at a light trying to eat bugs, but it looks like the fucking Batman symbol.
Yeah.
Yes.
Emu man.
This is how dumb my ex is, right? He's like, it's really cool that they trained that bird to go do all this stuff.
Bird? See, you got a little bit of that don't you know accent right there, the beard.
Don't you know?
So he thought the CGI was real?
Yeah, he thought it was a real bird.
Well, he's a dumbass.
That it was like they trained it to go and sit on the fucking volleyball like it was an egg and to wear sunglasses and act like he's accepting a fucking key to the city. Like,
Damn.
Yeah, and the Affleck
I don't think they trained it.
Affleck goose is real too.
That's what I was saying.
Affleck.
Like, you're really that dumb.
Hey, that guy.
Show me more and more why you're my ex.
That gecko is fucking real, dude.
Didn't that wasn't that duck voiced by a former comedian?
Yeah.
The
Gilbert
Affleck duck? Yeah, Gilbert Gottfried.
Originally,
It's
but
still-
he got fired because he said a really edgy joke or some shit, and they fired his ass.
Gilbert Godfrey said an edgy joke. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Next thing you're gonna tell me is that Andrew Dice Clay swore.
Yeah. I know, right? But apparently, I don't even know what the joke was, but apparently it was so edgy. Affleck was like, "We're not going to insure you."
Why the hell did they hire him in the first place if they were going to be so afraid of edgy jokes?
I don't know, homie. It's they fired his ass though, and then they got somebody to try to sound like him, and it just ain't good.
It's not the same.
It's
But
never
all
the
he
same.
said was Affleck anyway. But
Man, I wonder what that guy's real voice sounds like.
Affleck.
Now,
Gilbert, I don't know. I mean, if I imagine he's done that voice for so long, his voice probably is that growly. I mean, it's like Randy Savage, though. You know, his voice wasn't originally like that, but then he started doing that so much, he actually ended up talking like that.
Yeah, it's like Mama always said. You keep making that face, it's gonna stick like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Missy, do this.
So, but anyway, by the way, I want to point out, emu eggs. On our farm we had geese, and goose eggs were really nice. I mean, a single goose egg would make an enormous omelet, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's got a more, I guess,
Richard.
how do you call it? Yeah, richer flavor,
Yeah.
nuttier type of flavor than a chicken egg.
Nutty,
We had
that's-
good chicken
that's
eggs. We
good
had,
shit.
now, I'm saying particularly, I raised great eggs. I was a grand champion dozen eggs in the state of California for 7 years in a row. So I know that. But geese egg are really nice, and the goose they're not reliable layers,
Mean little fuckers.
and they've got attitude. But
Yeah.
now emu eggs apparently are also apparently good stuff. But I don't know how reliable emus are as far as laying eggs.
This is why I think that we need to vote for Landon to replace the man in the Dos Equis commercial as the most interesting man in the world. Because this dude just said he won an egg competition for 7 years.
Well, he was.
Like-
Oh no, the
Good
state of
egg
California grand champion dozen
Right.
eggs.
Like, not only is he in the Guinness Book of World Records like 19
What was that
times.
first one?
I have no fucking clue.
But thank you,
He's been in the
Missy.
Mariana Trench. He's been in Antarctica. He is the egg champion for 7 years for
He
something
sucked
really
John
huge in
King's
California. Like,
And
You
let me
know,
tell you that,
it's
that, that,
sexy.
you're competing against large egg producers. We only had like 10, 12 dozen laying hens, and you got to bring in that morning fresh
Mhm.
stuff. I mean, it's what are they produce? You got to pick the best 12 and bring it in early morning fresh stuff, because you don't want those still a couple hour old eggs. You want fresh eggs for them to try and sample and do sorts of things. And so they judge on the texture and on the flavor and shape and all sort of things. So you got to have hens that are content, happy, and are producing, right? Because if you make them mad, if you make them upset, they produce crap, and you're out of luck. So you got to have consistent, happy hens.
Well, I got a question for you, Landon. You got nothing to do with eggs, though.
oh,
Oh,
But it's a good question, I think. As we all know, recently, Well, I know. First of all, let me say this. I know you've met a lot of celebrities and musicians and stuff, and we all know that Eddie Van Halen recently passed. And I was wondering if you ever met Eddie.
I had an indirect thing. There's a lady who specialized in making Franken guitars. You know, that was when Halen would put together bits of guitars from different eras to sort of have these Frankenstein-like things. And we're talking about the things in the good sense, even though I know that Frankenstein is the scientist, not the monster. But that sort of the set there. So I got, indirectly through that. I did not have the privilege of speaking one-on-one with him, but I saw his instruments, and I saw somebody. I've seen somebody who's had instruments in that spirit, a style of putting together bits and pieces of stuff to create these things that look monstrosity, but sound great.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just wondering. I thought about that over the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Because I knew you thought about it last night over. But anyways, I got another question. David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? Oh, we got you.
Dan Landon, you're making me miss my mom's chickens.
Yes. Thank you very much, and thank you for the 8666. I will say this: that Happy Hens, the one of the things you can tell is that the yolks should be nice pumpkin dark orange, not this pale yellow stuff. You want them exercise. In fact, if you talk about cholesterol, if you take a chicken and you confine it into a little tiny cage and force it to push out eggs, one of the things that the chicken will do is dump its cholesterol into the egg. If you have the chickens running around outside getting exercise, they don't need to do that. So you get a healthier egg and a healthier chicken if you treat them right. So
that reminds me, there's Amelia actually knows who this person is. On Twitter, I believe his name is Lord of Ducks. He's one of Paul Zigo's mods, and he raises ducks, or his family raises ducks and chickens, and he posts videos up of them on Twitter like every day or something, and they are the cutest, funniest, happiest little freaking animals. Like, you can tell, like, they just like life, and they just roam around the yard, and they eat slugs, and he gives them watermelon, and like it's the cutest thing, because I've never seen chickens like happy and friendly and like wanting to come up and like be inquisitive, Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. If you treat
animals right, they appreciate it, right? If you treat your audience right, they appreciate it. If you treat your content creators right, they appreciate it. So thank you very much, and I agree with Adam E. Make eggs great again.
Yeah.
Mega.
but
it's gone.
What?
Are they?
What?
I just see VidCon posts at the end of an era, and they posted up the VidCon thing.
So they're never doing VidCon again?
I don't know.
Maybe they just decided that too many TikTokers.
Nah.
TikTok
ruined it.
Sorry.
If they end VidCon the year that we were supposed to go to VidCon and it never happens again, I'm going to
like maybe the logo of that. I don't. They're changing logos or something. I don't want to jump into, because they didn't say they just said end of an era and posted the VidCon logo.
Well, that's ominous.
Yes. And I'm
maybe
going
they'll
to go
say
with the worst
only
case
mature
scenario.
audiences only or something. Who knows?
Well,
who knows? Maybe they're going to move it to like Fargo, North Dakota, or someplace like that.
Well, they have VidCons all over the world now because Viacom bought it.
Oh, there you go.
And they do it everywhere. So, yeah.
They better just be changing the name, or I will be thoroughly.
I don't see no news. I looked at the Google News, and I don't see no news about it.
And I will go full on Karen and send an email.
Oh no! will it be a sternly worded email?
Oh, very stern, very stern.
But But if you put an Australian allegedly a tint to it, then you could be full on Sheila.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know that my kid told me that there's like levels of Karen, and they each have their own specific name?
that's silly.
Is this a video
the
game we're
teenage-
talking about?
You're making that shit up.
Like the teenage
it's
Karens
an
are
awesome
called like
video game.
Michaelas. There's
I ain't heard of
Missy, your
Michaela,
kids are full of shit.
and then there's something, and then there's Karen, and then there's like Gertrude or Betty or something like that.
No.
Ooh.
Mm-mm.
What?
No.
Well, where's
Level-
Ethel fit into that?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
probably up with Gertrude
Why they gotta all be Caucasian chick names? Why can't there be a Shaniqua in that motherfucker?
because Karens are fucking prissy, snobby.
Oh, I know some prissy ass black girls now. Come on.
Let's say that.
Oh, yeah,
I
Karen-
don't think that they would be qualified as a Karen. I think it's Karen is specifically a white woman who is a fucking nutcase.
It
Well,
started
that's
that
all
way,
white
but it's
women.
multiracial now.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's all fucking women, period.
There's plenty of Shaniquas out there for sure. They could be
Every goddamn
Karens too.
thing with a vagina's crazy. I'm telling you right now. If it has a vagina, it's fucking crazy.
Are you gonna take that from him, Shabisky?
Don't be talking that way about my vagina, okay? I am highly offended right now.
Look at Missy just like, fuck it, I don't give a shit what he said. I'm used to this shit.
Missy, defend my vagina. What the fuck?
Guys, don't pick on Shab's vagina. He's very sensitive about this.
I love his vagina.
See?
I mean,
There you go.
vaginas usually are sensitive, so.
I want to massage that vagina.
That's what I
Oh.
heard a
Boy,
rap
you out.
song. I heard a rap song over the weekend, and someone said one of the insults in it was like, "You're a soft vagina" or something like that. And I was like,
That sounds
"What?"
like a compliment to me.
Right? And I was like, "Wouldn't you like? Would you rather have a rough vagina? Like, I don't understand what this fucking
I like
rap
soft vaginas. They're
supposed to be."
pretty.
I like
And-
mine feel like sandpaper and coffee grounds.
Well, it was explained to me that it's an insult because you're saying that person is soft like a vagina.
Well, vaginas are pretty tough, though. I mean, yeah, they get pounded on, babies shoot out of them. They
I mean,
bleed
I don't
out goddamn mind.
I don't have a baby. I don't have a body part that's capable of shooting at a baby.
That's true.
I've shot some turds outside of a baby, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we've all been there at least once.
Yeah, most of my shit's. I don't want to talk about my shit.
Moving on.
Yeah. Anyways, Missy caused this conversation for some reason.
I cause most of the conversations.
No.
I'm
Yes,
just that good.
you're that.
That's what we like. That's what we like her on the show.
I like her on the show. She's all right. She'll do for now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, until you find a
So how
a
folks been
different
last,
big titty goth bitch that talks with her hands.
month or two? It's been a while since I've been on. How are folks? Because I've been, as I say, I've been in the process of moving. Now I'm resident state of Washington. I may only hit the current spot, for about a year or so, because we got to figure out what the nooks and crannies are around the Puget Sound area to find a place to live. Right now, we're leasing this house, but I got a nice view of the Puget Sound, like off towards Whidbey Island, and it's green and it rains professionally.
Well done for keeping off the ciggies.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Here's a question, Landon. I kind of noticed it because it's been almost a year since I was in Seattle. But it was closer to Thanksgiving. Do the trees like change color like they do out here in New England?
There are trees that change color out here. I mean, we have a lot of evergreen. It's called the Evergreen State for a reason, because a lot of
That's
the-
what what I remember.
But there are trees that also do have fall colors. Particularly because we have the big leaf maple, we've got alders, so forth in this area here. That, for example, are two of the trees I've identified that will change and go into fall colors. I'm just learning the new flora here, and so but those are at least two trees I'm told, and I can see that will change color.
That's what
People
I
represent.
remember it being green when I was out there, and I didn't see
Yeah.
like a lot of color, and it was like right before Thanksgiving. And I mean, out here it's October, and it's already like the picturesque, the fall foliage. Everyone comes and drives up and annoys the crap out of me on the road because they want to stare at the fucking trees.
Yeah, and you kind of say, American, as I say, but I say they call the state of Washington the Evergreen State, but understand that really it's the western part of Washington. Once you go beyond the Cascades, sort of the eastern half to 2/3 of the state is desert.
Oh.
And so there's, if you're out middle of Hanford, Washington, Walla Walla area, you might wonder why would they call it the Evergreen State. But if you're up in the Cascades, you're around the Puget Sound, in the western part, it's definitely evergreen for a reason.
Yeah, I was in Seattle area, and it's gorgeous. Yeah. I absolutely love. My goal is to be moved out there in the next, within the next 2 years. So
yeah, Seattle is a nice. It's and by Seattle, it's sort of like saying that when they talk about the Bay Area and someone says San Jose or San Francisco,
right.
There's a lot of stuff around and
surrounding areas,
of stuff.
I think when people say live out in LA, it's a lot of times they live out what's it called? Orange County, not Orange County. Is it Orange County?
Yeah, Orange County.
Yeah, my aunt will say she lives out in LA, but she's really like an hour from LA.
Yeah, a lot of people say that when they live, because I mean it's such a big city, and it's such those cities like San Francisco and Seattle are so expensive. So living on the edges of it is more easy.
And I was looking at different spots, and out in Bellevue, it's ridiculously expensive to find even just a 2-bedroom.
You want to stay away from stuff. I do not plan on living near a commute corridor. Because there's three big employers out there. You have Amazon Land, and his unhealthy relationship with the city of Seattle. You've got Boeing up there, and you have to ask Deanne about Boeing because
Bill Gates,
she'll know better.
And Bill Gates lives in Bellevue.
Yeah, and then there is that. Convicted monopolist and his stuff out in Redmond and them folk. So you've got, and if you're in those cities, or you're in a spot where you're commute corridor to those three big employers, you're paying almost Silicon Valley prices.
Oh yeah.
So better off being in a spot where you can benefit from and get that access that culture, but you're a little bit farther away. Maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having to drive, 45 minutes into the city.
Yeah.
Like that. That's probably something that I'll end up it'll be more reasonable or just logical.
You want to know? It's those nooks and crannies of your so-called English muffin that you want to find.
Right.
Well, look, hey. No matter. One of these days I'm just gonna be. Constant travel. Don't go nowhere. I'm not settling nowhere.
You're gonna be a nomad.
You can go around and getting a tour, but I also hope someday to get you and Mama Pimp on the train, so you can not throw Mama off the train.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to her about that the other day. I want to take her on a train. I think she'd enjoy it, but she seems like she thinks she won't. But I think she would.
Yeah, I think I do too. By the way, hi PT Ham, good to see you. But the thing as I say, I folks may know that I went on a 6.5 day epic journey on Amtrak, and I had a sleeper car, and I started off in the San Francisco region, Emeryville, went through Donner Pass, up through Nevada, Utah, through the canyons of Colorado, out in the Midwest, across the Mississippi to Galesburg, and then not quite to Chicago, because Chicago's under quarantine, and took the line from Chicago down the Southwest Chief, down through Missouri, through Colorado again, through gorgeous New Mexico, Arizona, round my way down the bottom of the state of California, and then took the Coastal Starlight up. all the way up from the bottom of California, through California, up through Oregon to the top of Washington. And the service on that is impeccable. I want to do a shout out to a lady named Pinky. That's her name. And this lady has over 40 years seniority on that line.
Damn.
That lady knew service, classic service, and she was just extraordinary in her job. And she is, I said, well, what's your longevity? And he says, well, I've got a gentleman that's on the Coast Starlight. He's got 42 years of seniority experience. I'm the most senior in the entire state, except for him. I tend to outlast him, and he tends to outlast me, and we're just too stubborn to stop our ways.
That is one thing I like about Joe Biden. He likes Amtrak. He likes trains.
Yeah.
So
And
Trump don't.
Yeah. He said he was, but that's a different story. But the positive, the service is impeccable. I think your mama would enjoy the excellent service they had.
I think so too. I've been on a few trains and I like them. I love Amtrak. I ain't had a bad experience yet, so
yeah,
I like it.
So if your mama Pimp got a family suite, then you could take and head out, say to New Orleans, up Chicago, and then experience the Central Station. They're a beautiful station in Chicago, and then take the Northwest route over to Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then back.
It'd be pretty cool, but maybe one day we'll see. We will see. I'm gonna take me and Shabisky are gonna be a hobos, and we're gonna hop trains. We'll hop freight trains.
Oh yeah.
I could
Don't
see
forget yourself
them
tied up in a
doing
bag
that.
on a stick. That's important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, how well? I mean, a handkerchief around a stick. How well does that work?
I don't understand. I don't think they really did that.
I mean, seriously. You got your stuff
lying
in some
to
sort
us.
of handkerchief thing, and you try to tie it onto a stick, and it's not going to fall off. Things not going to fall out. I mean,
well,
seriously, folks, give it a try at home. See what you can stuff. See how long that's going to last as you're bouncing down the road.
Yeah, I don't think they did it that way. I think that's just cartoon shit.
I think some city slickers who were trying to pretend to be country thought that's what country folk did.
I
Pimpmunk,
think
tell us the
the
cartoons
hobos
aren't
just
real.
shoved their shit in a fucking bag and held on. That's what Missy stuck her brand flakes earlier this morning because she shit.
You're on the railroad line. You do see hobo camps. You see tents, and you see stuff.
I've seen it.
This is on fire.
Loud noise, buddy.
Oh shit! I thought I was muted.
Shabisky, we're saying something?
What? I was saying it's dab time.
You were saying.
I was saying.
It's a loud fucking torch, bro.
Yeah. It's really not that loud. If I take my it's kind of surprising because you take your headphones off. It's way quieter than it seems with the headphone. With my headphones on and shit.
Improvise.
Yeah.
Toxic Girl D. Hey, wee.
Fuck that hoe.
Oh damn.
Shit, a hoe ass bitch.
So I am up in Deanne's neck of the woods, and I'm looking forward to some point when all this social distancing, COVIDiot stuff gets figured out, or so. We have a we time.
Yeah.
He understands we.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
You're not a wee kind of guy, are you, Pimp?
I'm not a wee guy.
Here's looking to you, girl.
Yeah, so Shabisky.
Yeah.
What's my word of the day? You didn't plan it again?
There's only so much sexual words in the world.
You don't have to be sexual, dummy.
What am I gonna do after
Shabisky,
that?
Shabisky, you're not trying hard enough, any word can be sexual. All right.
Yeah, like for example, if you use the word lizard,
Yeah. Oh, fuck you with a
You
lizard.
like
that's
lizard.
sexy.
but you gotta say lizard.
Oh, you can just I'm gonna fuck your ass with a lizard.
Oh, yeah. Pimpmunk stuck a lizard up his ass.
Yeah.
Lizard. Word of the day, lizard.
I have stuck a lizard in my ass, and I'm proud of it.
Does it wiggle?
Is it still there?
Yeah, it never came out. So
Did you digest it with your butt?
Maybe a lizard
Cartman
carcass
style?
inside my anal cavity, but
Did you leave the tail hanging out so you could have
well,
a
every
tail?
now and again I'll throw a fly up there and try to feed it.
Now it's just it's just bones hanging out now because it died a year ago.
I think it's alive. I think it's eating off the insects that I stick up my ass for it.
Well, that's considerate of you.
Because the other day when I was wiping, I think I did feel a tongue.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
You're not sorry.
I thought I heard.
But I have to say, be sure you're expecting those planes well, because some of those planes that fly, because I'm near the place where they test out the planes, right? When they come off the line, there in that Boeing land, they decide, let's see if this thing flies. And I might be in the area where if the quality ain't up to snuff, I might notice. So I encourage you to make sure that things are up to snuff.
That's the reason I stopped flying when I heard D was working on planes. I was like, fuck that shit. You know it's going great.
But guess what, Deanna? And my I'm living with my brother and sister-in-law. They're about to get some nice Japanese whiskey as a gift. I have a really dear friend of mine that had an Italian restaurant. In fact, I think Pimpmunk, you went to there. Remember the real Italian?
Ah!
Oh shit, money.
Damn. PT Hammer strikes again.
Is that a whole $1.50?
Oh,
I think you forgot a zero, though.
We go 150.
150.
Must be 1,500.
The fuck, PT? Where's the other
1,500
zeros at?
pennies.
God damn it, PT. You
thank
suck.
you, PT. Thank you.
Suck, PT. You're a horrible fan.
That's
kind of-
worse there, dude.
You're worse than Hitler.
that Mama Pimp is going to appreciate that, because that's going to go
very
for
much. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not joking when I said I got hit hard this weekend. I was literally, I dust. My account had dust. It was rough. I was about to go suck a dick. $20.
Oh, damn.
Big
Well,
man.
that kind of.
It's a cheap blowjob.
$20.
Number I can hit you up on or something. Is there a number I can hit you up on or something, Pimp?
Yeah, it's 538. Go fuck yourself.
Write it down.
By the way, folks, you can follow PT Ham's example.
Yeah, if you match PT Ham, Shabisky will match you.
Mhm.
For every dollar, Shabisky will give $25.
Oh.
Yeah, he will. See, you can tell he's saying yes.
Yeah.
And so I was saying
He looks excited about it.
that in fact, Pimpmunk, you might remember that Italian restaurant, Stillavia, where that. Oops.
Y'all,
Hey.
Landon is a great guest. It's been awesome.
No, he's not. Quit lying.
Oh, thank you for the solid 66 cents.
He
That's a
sucks.
very that's very holy of you.
But it's
That's
a
sweet.
fucking lie.
So as I was saying, that restaurant run real Italian, they had a great bar there. They used to have they'd show on a wall these Italian films, no sound, but classic Italian films. They were real Italian. I got word that they are the lady is moving back to the Atlantis region, and so they're closing up shop. And so I got a couple of what they have in the bar behind the bar. They had some really nice Japanese whiskeys. And Dee, you remember you and I went to Zigzag and had some of those wonderful things. Oh, actually, Pimpmunk's been there with that too. So I got a couple of those bottles, and they're showing up here at noon for a present for my brother and sister-in-law. So, Dee, when you come over, we can serve you. So
yeah, that's
You're gonna
cool.
get served.
you're invited there, girl.
Yeah, I was
so,
thinking the same thing. You just
got
got
served.
The sad thing is that you mentioned that is a lot of restaurants are closing right now.
It's sad too.
Oh, sad thing.
Yeah, there's a pretty well-known restaurant in Tupelo, Mississippi. That it was like a very old restaurant, and they had to close their doors. They've been in business for I know like 60 years.
What kind of place were they?
It was like Southern food stuff, and soul food, but we call it food.
Yeah.
And it just I can't remember the damn name of it right now off the top of my head. I don't think I ever went to it, but it's just a staple, around there.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah, it was a lot of places. I was reading the article today. A lot of places are closing all over America. And it is a shame. Hey, there you go. Thank you.
Oh,
Ilya Moon.
Thank you.
By the way, I do appreciate the fact you supporting your content creators. So
Yeah, because like you said earlier, this is how we make our money, and we appreciate it very much. Every time you do that, you save a small Ethiopian baby.
yeah,
Very nice of you.
Yeah, and if you don't do it, you kill one.
Not so nice.
You want to be a murderer of Ethiopian babies?
No,
I don't think you do.
Oh, damn.
I just said Ethiopia because the first word. It wasn't racist. I could have said fucking Swedish babies. I don't give a shit.
Speaking of restaurants, though, I know a lot of places that
anyway. What?
There's a lot of restaurants out there that even though they stayed open, they've got maybe like 20% of their staff left.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's the time we live in, and it'll get better. We'll eventually get better.
And there are restaurants that do take out, as well. And
someone take out only,
and do me a favor if you do, go to a restaurant, get takeout or something like that, or please tip the staff.
Yes.
Because they are putting themselves out in the front line, trying to provide you with service.
Absolutely, I agree 100%. Yeah, and they're working their ass off. Trust me. And
I know it's hard. I know it's hard. I know that money is tight, but share it with your local content creator, your local frontline worker, and even if you can't, a thank you is always appreciated.
Well, I think
and here's
if
another
you have
trick.
money to go out to eat, you should factor in the tip in that money off the bat.
Yeah.
You
plan for that. Yep.
And here's the worst tragedy of all this is the titty clubs are shutting down.
Not in Atlanta, supposedly.
Well, yeah, there's some stupid states like mine. We were the first state to, end the mask mandates. Because we're idiots. Yeah. So we have an idiot.
States. Did you guys hear about?
Gates is our governor.
Did you guys hear about that plan and those guys that were arrested because they had some plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
Michigan, yeah. And immediately they started blaming Antifa, and it comes out it was fucking hardcore right-wing militia people. And
that's hilarious. I also saw a video over the weekend. And the
sheriff is protecting the motherfuckers.
Of course. They're all corrupt. I saw a video over the weekend, though, of Fox News, and they were bashing Kamala Harris for all of the... whatever the fuck. For all of the like facial expressions she was using, they said that she was like smirking, giving him a side eye.
Have they ever seen
You know, these
Trump?
little. That's what they were like everything they said. They're like, look at her smirking there, and someone edited it so that flashed a picture of Trump doing
But
the
I
same
will
thing.
say something. Honestly, I have to give some Fox News anchors and reporters some credit here lately. Because there's a few of them that's like, fuck this shit. You know, we're going after his ass. Mike Wallace, or what it was, Chris Wallace being one of them.
They should look at that video because they're literally condemning this woman for doing every single thing that Trump has done in the past 4 years. Like,
you know, she is a very, very fuckable lady too. Because that she's hot. I mean,
I'm not saying she was right for doing it. I'm just saying, like, don't condemn her when Trump is doing the same thing.
By the way, I'm glad you brought this up because last week we had a big discussion and I brought up the polls. Everybody like, well, the polls in 2016 said this, said he was going to lose. But guess what? A lot of these polls are taking that into factor, and they're adding that to the fucking idea. And there's this big organization, I don't know, Landon probably knows the organization, that takes all the polls and puts them together and comes up with a result. I don't know the name of the fucking organization, but they got Biden winning by like 80-something%.
Yeah. So I'm back to say, just if I can speak just a little bit to my current senator, who I had the pleasure of working with. When she was the district attorney in the city of San Francisco, and I was vice mayor down in Sunnyvale, so we were in area, and I had the pleasure of working with her on a number of local issues, which is why that's where I first learned. And she tells me the way you say her name is Kamala. Think like Kamala. Kamala.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Kamala.
Yeah, I know. I used to say Kamala because I used to think of the fucking rascal Kamala.
Yeah,
and now I say Kamala.
But regardless of how to say, I was very impressed with her, and she has got that prosecutorial mind for there. When a certain clown was saying that she was mean to Justice Kavanaugh, I mean, this is what prosecutors do. Mm-hmm. She got Kavanaugh to make statements, right? You get to make statements. He set himself up and he hung himself out to dry. And then so it wasn't a matter of she saying you're a mean person. She got him to admit a problem and then turn out when she finally sprung the trap, because he's a judge. He knows when he's been caught. Mm-hmm. And then he pulled that crying thing. And for that orange clown to say she was mean, no, she was doing her job. She was holding him to account.
Yeah.
And so, and I appreciate that. Now, the problem that Kamala had when going against Pence was this, and this is a problem for women running and women in position of prominence in society. If she had been particularly mean to Pence, mm-hmm. Vice President Pence, they would have said she was a bitch. She was being bitchy. She was being so she had to walk that line between Pence, who wanted to walk over her, and here's the thing, right? Here's another thing that's a bit controversial. Women are the majority in the United States.
Yeah,
majority of voters are women.
Yep, they are. Oh, that is true.
Guess what, women? You have been voting in a way that doesn't seem like it's in your best interest. I'm not a woman, but I've been watching the results. I've been watching what's been produced, and it seems like, and guess what? Guess what's going to happen? To guess what's going to happen on the Supreme Court? We're going to have a person who is a proud member of a religious cult placed on the court for decades.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sad to say, but kiss your right to have say over what happens to your body goodbye.
Yeah.
You're going to see a court that's going to show up and it's going to eviscerate at the federal level your ability to decide what your own body does. That's a sad state of affairs. But guess what? I hope you as women voters understand this and vote for your own best interest.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. And I also want to say that just take what Landon said and take women out of the factor and put black people there too.
Mm-hmm. No, my kid is terrified right now.
I'm not talking about Democrat, Republican. I'm talking about voting your best interest.
Yeah, I'm talking about voting for Biden. You vote him.
And I you look at if you look at the demographics, it is sad that women voters, on average, are really hard to support women trying to get into prominence, right? If it was just random, if it didn't matter, you'd have half the Senate on average, maybe plus or minus 10 women. Nope, you'd have a good number of some fair number of presidents women. You'd have, but the problem is that's not the case. So I would say to the group, please consider your own best interest. First of all, vote. Don't poll a stupid TJ and decide I don't like the person who's running on this ticket, so I'm not going to vote. Right? Don't be stupid.
I agree.
Please vote. And
don't
your interest.
Complacent either. Just because the polls are saying Biden's winning and you want Trump out, don't get complacent and don't go vote.
Right.
And guess what? There's other things on the ballot besides who is going to be your electors for your state. You've got your state might have governors. You've definitely got members of Congress that are.
Yeah, there's like 700 things being voted on this November.
Yeah,
like,
please.
That's what people don't realize. It's not just the president that's being voted on.
Should men wear polka dots? No.
No.
I know my kid is terrified. He's like, if Trump gets in for another 4 years, I can kiss all of my rights to try to be who I am goodbye.
Yeah, and understand.
Let's explain. She's talking about her son who is trans. That's. I want to make it clear to what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
If you don't know,
my son is trans, and he's following this closely. Like, he understands that what happens right now is going to affect him.
Yeah,
and if the kids are paying attention to this,
and Landon is 100% right. There's a whole lot of shit to vote on this November. It isn't just presidential. There's all kinds of shit that you can get your voice out. Now I did watch something. I want to get Landon's opinion on this because I watched something over the weekend. Now I don't really like him anymore. I used to like him, but I really don't get into him anymore. But Bill Maher, you know who Bill Maher is. Well, Bill Maher said something this weekend that actually got me to thinking. He calls it the Gus rule. Anyway. Okay, we all know how the Electoral College works, right? You vote, and then the delegates, the certain person gives the delegates to whatever. You know how it works. But the thing is, could Trump talk a few of these Republicans to give the delegates to him? Even though the state voted for Biden.
Well, the way that it works is that the 50 states and the District of Columbia determine how their electors are selected. Mm-hmm. So states can change their mind. Now the question is, well, can they under the state constitution, right? But a state could decide we just pick our electors at random. Or you could be like Coloradoans created, where they just said, "Well, create the state and appoint the electors." Right. So could a state decide to pull shenanigans in how their delegates are saying? Yeah. Because remember, you do not vote for president. There's only 538 people that will be casting ballot for president, and it's not in November. It's in December. When you're on that ballot, and if you see, Biden Harris or Trump, Pence, you're not voting for those people. You're saying, I want the people they've nominated to be my state's electors. That's what you're voting on.
And normally they go by what the state. I mean, what most people voted on. No, I don't even recall anybody ever doing that. I mean.
Oh no, there's been unfaithful electors. In fact, the Supreme Court just had a case where the Supreme Court ruled that a state can punish an elector if the state's rules say you've got to vote the way the person who wins the most votes in the state, or however the state does it, and the elector doesn't vote that way. The state can actually punish that elector, for example, removing them and putting someone else in place.
I guess it is. Okay.
Well, in some states it is. So what the Supreme Court said was states can make that determination. It's up to the state to determine there. And so now, we have a case where, let's say, for some reason, a candidate becomes ineligible, like they're dead between the time they get nominated and the election, or between when the real election occurs. At that point, the electors can decide to vote for somebody else, and they would not be considered unfaithful.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is, when you're voting, you don't have to vote on everything, right? If you look at it, like, say, sheriff, and you say, I don't like any of these people running for sheriff, then don't vote for sheriff. You don't think anyone deserves that vote. But do a little bit of studying on there, and look at these measures, and look at the things of the school board and the water board and so forth. Study a little bit, right? If you're a proud American, spend 10, 15 minutes.
I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know.
But don't you dare stand up and do a patriotic circle jerk and sing that national anthem and then turn around and say, yeah, but I don't want to vote.
I have a question. What if I'm not a proud American?
Landon said circle jerk.
Let's circle jerk, Landon.
Landon likes to get in circle jerks, and that's the reason he said that.
No, I'm serious, right? I detest fake patriotism.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
I'm not a proud American.
Before we go on, there's the thing. What are we doing in the second hour, Missy?
We need demand.
That's right. Damn. Now, Shabisky, you do Missy. What are we doing in the second hour, Shabisky?
We need demand.
The Edman. I like when he does that.
Wow.
Dude, why did you sound like Vlad the Impaler or something?
Why do you think I talk like this from my nose?
That's how you talk, Missy.
Why do you think I talk with my nose?
That's how you talk.
So in this e-demanding, besides doing the thumbs up, you need to open up your wallet and express your appreciation. Yeah. And we are very grateful for the appreciation that's expressed so far. However,
grateful. I need more.
We demand Mama Pimp needs something.
Yeah, Mama Pimp needs something. She needs Mama Pimp. See, my mama is a heroin addict, and I had to buy her heroin. But anyways, in the description below, Shabisky has a Patreon. Please check it out. He's got perks over there, and you can go over there and become a patron. Missy has a Patreon. She has perks, and I'm talking about perks, baby. Perks. Pictures with perks. Pictures
she got perky perks.
Perky perks, and you can get pictures. You can see those perky perks, not all the way because she's a classy hoe.
And of course, I should say we also have the logical choice, the great Booleanenator.
Yeah,
I mean,
logical.
You talk about making this show professional.
That's me. I do that.
Thank you. And so he's got a Patreon as well. So
yeah, Bulls has a Patreon, and he's got pictures of his anus. Oh. No, he don't. I'm lying. But if you want to see a picture of an anus and you give him a lot of money, I'm sure he'll Google one and get you one. But anyways, go over and become a patron. Of course, I have Patreon. I have Streamlabs. I went blank. And a direct link to PayPal. And I will also post my Cash App. Sorry. And in the fucking chat right now, if you want to tip that way, I appreciate it very much if you do. And tomorrow on the show, we have, who do we have on the show tomorrow? Nick and Skip Talk Live.
That's Nick.
Oh, nice.
And Thursday, I know we got Marshall Manson and Captain Kirsch.
I thought you said it was Nick and Dirt tomorrow.
Nick and Dirt, you're right. Who did I say?
You said Skip Talk.
My God.
So the other thing, by the way, you can do is
he doesn't even know.
This here fine
Like, oh
host.
my God, who is it?
So folks, this here fine host has a PO box, and you can send checks, you can send money orders, you can send gold bullion, you can send diamonds, all those sort of things.
Panties. I take panties too. I think I double booked.
But do not.
Oh no, it didn't. It is Dirt. You're right.
No. Okay. But someone should post his PO box address so you can send stuff to him. But I do not send, above all, autographed, signed Metallica memorabilia.
Yeah, don't do that. Please don't do that. Yeah, I will, because I'll tell you right now, if you send me stuff, I'll burn it. If you send me Metallica shit, I will literally burn it.
So but instead, put say a little bit of gold bullion,
Yeah. Send me some.
an ounce or so, could be, even a half ounce. You can put a half ounce in an envelope. Just take a simple stamp and send it. So someone could post the postal address.
Mm-hmm.
That would be much appreciated.
It's in the description.
That gold bullion, though, that makes some expensive soup, let me tell you.
Yeah. What if this metallic stuff worth a lot of money? Well, I'll pawn it.
For $20 or something.
Yeah. I'll get me a Happy Meal out of it.
Pimpmunk, I need me some more dip. Here, let me pawn this Metallica shirt.
Yeah.
Shabisky, you got my word.
Oh my God. I thought it was Lizard.
No,
the fuck? I thought we're past this shit.
Lizard, what are you talking about? Here, lizard.
But I agree, Bright Eye, on your comment.
You got it yet?
I'm working on it, okay?
Yeah, dude. I told you like 35 minutes
I thought
ago.
Lizard was already it. Fuck.
Why
Let's try.
would lizard be a word of the day?
It was fine.
It's how you say it. You don't say just lizard. You got to
I'll
say
be right back. I gotta go yell at my neighbors.
Oh, Lizard. Okay, Lizard.
Oh, damn.
I need to keep them temps coming in, though, because, yeah.
That sexy lizard, though.
Yeah. Lizards deserve tips.
Lizards do deserve. My lizard deserves tips.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about my dick.
Oh, we're not talking about the one living in your butt?
Yes, my butt lizard. I call him Booty Lizard.
Because someone says they sent you $5 dues. So we'll see what that shows up. And,
nice.
Really? That's not much, I don't think. I think it's like 2 cents.
That'd be Canadian dollars.
Canadian?
oh no, is it dollar dues Canadian, or I thought they were
No,
allegedly Australian?
Australia. It was just a side joke.
Ah,
My reaction to the 2 cents comment.
yeah. Okay.
Oh, it's not that bad these days. It's not great either.
It's never great.
Hey, Venomancer, how you doing?
How many years ago was it that the Canadian dollar was actually worth more than the American one for like a month?
Yeah, it was
Back in the
a couple of years ago. I think it was
It
something
was
like
a
that.
while back now.
It's been a little bit. You got it yet, Chef?
It did not last long at
God.
all.
I'm trying. Okay.
Yeah,
God,
2018.
man. Doing my research here.
Just
2018,
man.
according to Double.
My list ran out.
Yeah.
Did you look up sexual words and that was the list you were going through?
No.
Okay. 'Cause it doesn't
I see
have
that
to be
smirk. He's
sexual.
lying.
I'm lying. Yeah, we went through
Adam,
the
sir,
whole
I
list.
am doing well. Thank you for asking. I feel well, and I'm now a resident of the state of Washington.
He's a
And
Washingtonian.
such. I do have, by the way,
Washington.
I do have an announcement, but when we get towards the announcement thing, I will read a statement.
Oh, he's teasing us with it now.
Well, go ahead and do it now if you want to.
All right. So, all good things reach a conclusion. And so it'll be with my tenure at, I will name my employer, Cisco. I wanted you to know today that I actually, a couple days ago, I selected what Cisco calls the Enhanced Optional Choice Program. The impact of being compelled by Cisco to select this program is that on November 23rd will be my last day at Cisco.
Mm-hmm.
How long you been there?
13 years, depending on when you say my first day was. There's a while where I was working there and they weren't paying me. So
What did
that's
Cisco do?
That's a story.
What did Cisco do? I'm confused.
Well, okay. So there's a organization that used to be known by two letters, and the two letters stood for human resources. But apparently, to call someone at HR is considered insult. So they renamed those people. A person in that department is now called a people consultant.
Yeah.
Right? The
That's
individual
a bit
is a people consultant.
pretentious. That's a bit pretentious.
It's worse than pretentious. So they are now, I refer to them as the Democratic Department of People Consultant. And they came up with these sort of Aurelian like thingies. I mean Aurelian or doublespeak type stuff, right? Type of thing. And one of them was they had an early retirement, but my SVP put in a explicit, because you have to, when you have a retirement package, you're supposed to register them with the government. Put an explicit clause saying 3 people with 3 grades that report into him are prohibited from early retirement. I don't know why.
And he listed you in this?
And so not by name, but there are 3 pay grades that report up to him, and myself, my colleague in my department, and another person were explicitly prohibited from being considered. Even though you might say from my hair that I might be one of the most elderly. I mean, this month, put it this way, this month I'm installing version 6.0 of firmware into my, I'm getting the 6.0 upgrade. The 5.9 upgrade.
I heard that upgrade's a little glitchy.
That's what I say, but we'll go for it, because to be out of rev is a bad thing. So anyway, so I got prohibited from early retirement, and then the situation is that on the other hand, where I'm working, right, I'm basically costing them money, but I'm making money at the corporate level. So I make money at the corporate level, but the little department area is being impacted. The company needs to save $1 billion run rate a year. That is, the expense is $1 billion, and I'm part of those expenses. So if I stick around, I will be laid off. Now, why do I know that? Because someone from that Democratic Department of People Consultant group actually told me you're on the list. So, given that's the case, they have this enhanced optional choice program, which means if you say, I want to be part of that enhanced optional choice program, and then they give you an NDA, and if you sign the NDA, then they tell you this is what we're going to give you, and if you accept that, then they might consider you, and if so, then you're out on November 23rd. If not, then in December they fire your ass. So I am I've had
Russian
a
roulette.
really good run. I'm not bitter about it, but they could have done with a little bit more class.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like they do much of anything with any class.
It's not well. Here's the thing: Cisco's big enough that they shouldn't be treating their employees like shit at all. I'm sorry, there's just no excuse from a company that big. It really.
Yep, you're right. You're right. And you know what? By the way, I rarely bring up my company because it's nothing, but you're right. I appreciate that.
I have a
Well,
friend who
like,
says the same thing about NASA.
But Cisco's not the only company that does that kind of shit, though. Because guess
Yeah.
what? Oracle does that shit too. Oracle does that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's what is.
That's what I'm saying. I have a friend who
Facebook.
said NASA does it too.
You know,
By the
Facebook.
way, quick shout out in the chat room, real quick. Young Bill Fridge, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Bill.
Hey, Billy.
Billy.
So anyway, that's another thing that's happening here, is I will be compelled to. That's why I said basically I'm compelled to select the Cisco Enhanced Optional Democratic Department of People Consultant program, and so it will be 23rd November is my last day.
Well, shit. Now you gotta go to hooking. Lanny gonna be working truck stop now. Lot lizard.
Yeah, I'll have my tin cup out, and
You're gonna be wearing Daisy Dukes, walking around the damn truck stop parking lot.
Damn, that's hot.
Hey, driver, you want a blowjob?
I apologize. I apologize for bringing up work stuff, but on the other hand, there's a number of I work with a number of wonderful people. I have some researchers supported that have done really great things for you. You don't know the details behind it because I haven't really talked about it, but they've done some things that really matter and are going to benefit you. So I've had a good run. I've met some wonderful, lovely people. And so I look forward to that retirement.
And there you go.
And I will say after this show, I have a meeting with Big Boss where I explained to him how it's going to go between now and November 23rd.
Well,
and he might be
class.
be surprised that I'll tell him how it goes, but I'm going to do it politely, politely saying this is what has to happen, right? These are
I
things
say
that have to
fuck you, homeboy. That's what I'd say.
But because I do not want to utter the words, "What are you going to do? Fire me?"
Yes.
Just so you can say it, and I'd also call him a bitch, and I challenge him to a knife fight.
All right.
And don't do what Shabisky do. Shabisky would ask you, "You want to get naked and fight about it?" Don't do that.
Would you do that, Shabisky?
Well, that's how you fight.
That's not intimidating at all.
No. Every time I take my clothes off, when I'm about to fight,
and I bet you $100 Shabisky does not get that reference. Blue Oyster Club.
Probably not. Well, let me tell you, if Shabisky was in front of me and started stripping down, I'd be feeling a little bit worried.
Get that reference, Blue Oyster Club. What does the Blue Oyster Club come from? What movie? There's a movie, a famous movie.
Who's being asked this question?
Waterworld.
Shabisky is.
Yeah.
Did you just say?
I don't want to ruin it.
He did just say
Yes, he did. He said Waterworld.
You son of a bitch.
You do not know fine cinema, sir.
My God, dude. He may not even ever heard of these movies. Police Academy.
I think I heard of that movie. I've never seen it.
Yeah, you need to watch Police Academy. They're funny.
Police Academy kicks ass.
But as I say, it is amazing. But Shabisky, you and I, we've agreed that you're going to see some black and white classics.
Yeah, I was listening to that conversation last night. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly.
But there's one thing I would.
What classics did you have in mind?
It's considered the greatest movie, one of the greatest movies of all time, and I agree, it is an amazing movie. But me personally, I think Grapes of Wrath is better.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really do. Everybody always talks about Siskin, but I personally think Grapes of Wrath is the better game. So yeah, that's one of my favorite movies, by the way.
Yeah, that and Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah. Shawshank Redemption is a masterpiece of a film. It really is. You really can't get much better.
Yeah.
It's done well. It's acted well. It's written well, directed well. The cinematography's done well. I mean, everything's just perfect in that fucking film.
Count of Monte Cristo, another one. So there are things again. The thing about a movie's got to start with a story, and it's got to have then people actors and actresses capable of conveying that story. And then you can add the other things on top. But that's the big part of the story. And so one thing I like about black and white classics is that there's not a lot of glitz and CGI stuff there to mimic giving a story. You got to start with a basic story. It's got to be compelling, and you got to have actors and actresses that can convey that in a way. So that's why, things like Casablanca. That's why things like Psycho are there. I mean, again, let's talk about horror film where Hitchcock does not show you the blood and gore. You self.
Which is worse. It's worse. It's worse because
it's scarier that way. It really
is. It's really scary
because our imagination will take us to places that's even worse than what they're there. So yeah, he really he knows how to get to the psyche of a person. Hitchcock really did know how to get to the psyche. Another Hitchcock film that's amazing, really in a horror film though, Vertigo.
Oh yes. Vertigo.
Amazing. The talking about cinematography in that fucking film back in those days, that was amazing.
I don't know if I've seen Vertigo.
It's great. It's a great movie. Birds is my favorite Hitchcock movie. I love Birds.
And I like it because Birds was filmed where I used to live, in that south of where I live, and you can go to that place, you can see. Ooh.
These dudes make a great show and make why us all laugh. Best man know best men.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
But we got a dudette in here too, by the way. The dudette is awesome. I'm talking about the person with the beautiful eyes.
Large tracts of land.
Large tracts of. She got great tits, right?
Tracts of land.
Without
Missy, good vote.
Well, I was going to say without Missy, there wouldn't be a Morning Wood. That's not true. It would be a Morning Wood.
I built the castle and it sank into the swamp.
But then I built another one. And that one sank too. Good to see other quality Monty Python fans here.
Yeah, but Shabisky doesn't like Monty Python for some fucking
Say
reason.
what?
I want to.
I didn't say that.
He said it was boring.
Oh, you better not.
They call
But
me Tim.
Dan doesn't like Monty Python films either for some fucking reason.
I believe he thought that the Holy Grail was not very interesting. Was that correct?
But that is one of the worst opinions I've ever heard in my fucking life, though. People who say that need to be shot in the throat.
Oh my God.
That's like saying Blazing Saddles isn't funny. I want to punch in my fucking face.
You mean you might as well just punch a horse.
Yeah, that's true. But now, trigger warning.
That is
the N-word is used quite a few times.
Yeah, and by the way,
Blazing
that
Saddles,
like
yes,
a reference to Blazing Saddles, right? So I'm not advocating violence towards horses.
Oh, I am. Beat the fuck out of a horse. No, I'm joking. There's some horses that are just assholes. Need to be punched. Right?
Some people are horses' ass.
See, fuck you, Fox Girl D. You can suck a big asshole. You're wrong.
Objectively wrong.
I'm not your friend anymore.
Yeah, that's a kind of a
harsh.
Yeah, saying Monty Python is garbage. What the fuck is wrong with you?
That is very harsh.
I think D she's trying to be edgy, so.
Well, she's about to get. I'm about to beat up a woman.
She's an edge queen.
I'm about to go to Seattle area and beat the fuck out of a bitch.
But Bill Hicks says he killed a horse once.
Bill Hicks lying out his goddamn. He's drunk. Bill Hicks always drunk. He's always drunk.
Anyway, so I'm gonna help Shabisky get a little bit more educated in the classical films, so that when he has a conversation with Pimpmunk, he's got some culture behind him, because you understand, Pimpmunk, he has his act, but he knows his stuff. Oh, sorry.
Actually, most people know I do know film pretty well. However, there was a question asked by Animation in the chat room. So who was better, Pryor or Carlin? That may be one of the hardest question.
Yeah, the answer is yes.
It depends upon your mood.
I can't answer. I don't know if I can answer that question.
It depends on your mood.
Yes, there you go. It depends on my mood. There you go.
They're both better.
There you go.
Exactly.
That's a good answer because honestly, I couldn't pick between them. I can't because they're amazing in different ways, right?
Yeah.
They're so. I mean, yeah. And there's a couple more you could put in that area in that category, but those two were just they mastered it. It was perfect. I mean, it's like you couldn't get better. I mean, they could get better, but it's like it seemed like they couldn't get better.
Yeah, and then they were very, very good at taking a prepared bit that they worked out and delivering it in a way that seemed so natural.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to see something great, watch Richard Pryor where he talks about him setting himself on fire.
Yeah.
When he joked about that, when I seen that I seen it as a kid. I was young. I was like probably 11 when I first seen it, something like that. That's when I knew I wanted to be funny.
Mm.
Honestly, that's when I really knew that I wanted to do that. I wanted to be like that. And Richard Pryor was amazing. And George Carlin, I discovered Carlin after I discovered Pryor. I was a Pryor fan before I was a Carlin fan. I didn't become a Carlin fan until after becoming an adult. But yeah, they're so great. God Almighty, they were so good.
And we really, because right now I have to say, my mood right now is in a Carlin mood, but that's because I also had a really nice stint with Pryor. And enjoying some of his stuff. So I would say go back. Don't pick a thing. Go back and forth and suit your mood. Now, that's different than, for example, improv.
Yeah.
I think there are better improv people than Carlin and Pryor, but that's not why the Pryor and Pryor are great, right?
No. It's different. It's different, definitely. There's another comedian that I put up, and he's alive. And he has mastered it, and that's Dave Chappelle.
Oh, yes.
Dave Chappelle has become a master of comedy. When I watch him, I know I'm like it's like I'm the type of person I may not like something, but I'll watch it because I know there's greatness involved. Like I'm not a golf fan, but when I would watch Tiger Woods play because I knew I was watching greatness.
Yeah. So Chappelle.
It's really boring.
Listen to Chappelle's voice of how he says words, how he crafts words. He's not just in there going blah 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 blah. He's a craftsman of the language and how he delivers it.
That still wouldn't make me want to watch golf.
No, I'm just saying that about people who master stuff. I respect that, and I respected Tiger. Even though I hated golf, Tiger Woods, I respected because you knew he was great at it. You knew he was.
So back to say Chappelle, and Chappelle does. I don't think it was that I like about Chappelle is there are times where he will come in and he will deliver something serious.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He had a really, really telling bit, a series about current events. We don't need to talk about the current events because we're trying to be funny, but he basically said, "Hey, I want to talk to you," and he delivered a really on-the-spot thing about the current events, and I appreciate that as well.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's as good as you can get. In today's world right now, he's the best.
I think that one of the best improv people alive.
Mm-hmm. Now that would be me.
I just said one of the best. I am
Michael Jordan.
I did not want to exclude Chappelle from the Pimpmunk level.
I am Michael Jordan of the improv. I am Van Gogh.
I was thinking more you're the Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah. I like to fuck a lot. Wilt Chamberlain. How many women? He claimed.
At least 3.
I think 20,000? 20,000?
20,000, something like that, yeah. Something like
No
that.
way that's accurate.
It's a little bit.
I think he's exaggerating, but
I'm calling bullshit on that. Sorry.
Yeah, it was only 19,500. Come on.
Right. Come on.
let's just say that dude got a lot of pussy.
Zeros are hard, you know.
But anyway, so what are the other improvs that you think?
Robin Williams is the greatest improv person of all time.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Robin Williams is the greatest improv comedian of all time. I literally watched that man take a red scarf off somebody in the audience and do about an hour on it.
Yeah, I've had, as people know, I also knew Robin Williams, the person, rather than that. But I can tell you that, it was up at Fremont Peak, where, remember some of you have been to, and we were doing the Planet Parade, and I said, here's Uranus, and Williams was there, and he said, oh, Landon's afraid of Uranus. And for the next 45 minutes, he spun.
He was that good.
It was just, and his brain operated at a rate and level that was just.
Well, I remember I asked you one time who was the smartest person you ever met, and I was shocked when Landon said Robin Williams.
Yeah. Smarter than Hawking,
Makes sense,
smarter than
though.
Feynman, but
yeah, you have to be smart. You have to be, and I'm not.
The things that he did, the way that he did, you have to be.
Well, I honestly think most comedians are smarter than most people.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but I because they look at the world different. Then, I mean, like one thing I like about, like, when, let's say a tragedy happens, right? Everybody's going, oh my God. Comedians saying, how can I make this funny?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just think comedians are, they read up, and they read a lot, they keep up with current events, and because they have to make jokes about it. So I believe there, a lot of comedians are, I'm not saying every comedian, I'm saying most comedians are smarter than the average bear, is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah. But isn't part of, some comedians talk about the fact that they got into comedy as a way of looking at the world. They might have been picked on, and so they found comedy the way to relate. Yeah. Yep.
That's literally how I became funny, because I was bullied in elementary, like a big time bully. Then one day I realized I was more clever than they was with my insults, and I also realized I could punch them and they would cry. But I realized I was funnier than they were, and my insults were better. I mean, it's like, I tell people all the time when they want to, like, go with me in, like, insult battles and shit, you don't want to do that, really, because I'll win. That happened on the show one day, didn't it? I told somebody, you don't want to do this with me.
Oh, yeah, that did happen one day.
I told this person, I said, before the show, they kept wanting to do it. I said, no, you don't. You don't want to do it. And then when they did it, they got upset.
Very upset.
Yeah. But if you're, as I say, my friend Isaac Butterfield said, if I'm not trying to piss off half the audience, I'm not trying.
Famous quote by Patrice O'Neal, one of my other favorite comedians. I love Patrice O'Neal. He was amazing. May he rest in peace. He died. He said when I was watching it was like they were all up on stage talking about him, and he said that was literally what he said. He said, when you go into a comedy club, 50% of the audience should be laughing, the other 50% should be pissed off at you. And yeah, I take that to heart, because I try to piss people off.
but still, there are two comedians that I wish were alive today to comment on the poop throwing that happens today. One of them is Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
Right? On there, I think Bill Hicks had a thing. Another would be Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce is one of the first. Well, I don't want to say first, but he was a shock comedian that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of people think he was one of the first real shock comedians, but here's another thing that we kind of stole. Black comedians were doing shock comedy way before white comedians were.
Yeah.
Way before. You go back and listen to black comedy back in the day, they were doing that shit way before. But You know, just like rock and roll. Elvis seen a black dude do it, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this." And the white guy seen a black guy tell a dirty joke. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this shit."
So
that's what happened.
So Lenny Bruce is one of the early recognized white performers who was getting arrested for saying naughty words.
Yes, he was. He
right? And he was trying to make a point.
Mm-hmm.
This is long before Carlin did his seven deadlifts.
Oh, right? Yeah, way before. He got arrested quite a bit too, didn't he?
Oh yeah, because people, it would be a case where it got to the point, and this is in San Francisco, where he'd show up, and the mic would turn on, the police were there, and he'd say shit, and they'd arrest him for indecency.
Shit was a bad word.
Or anything, something you could sit there and say,
fuck.
Yeah, and now he also did stuff where he would sit there and, in fact, he did one of the early things. This is not, the early things about, words, and saying here's a word that in context is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, you use the word cock or dick, right? And those words are not necessarily obscene.
But
depends on the context, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
We talked about all the context of stuff, and it was sort of like they dance around, but it was trying to make a statement. Anyway, but I would have loved to see what those two people would have said about the current.
Oh man, I don't see. Here's the thing: would they survive in this environment?
I think they would have adapted.
This is where I this so-called woke thing that gets offended. People seem to have this notion they have a right not to be offended.
Yeah.
Well, screw you.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Everybody's a special snowflake.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Not me. I don't want to be that special.
I think we need to be offended because I honestly believe that if you're not offended, you're living a protected life and you don't know how to really
deal
adapt.
with the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't. You can't learn to adapt. You can't learn to adapt if you don't suffer things, right? We all know that. We have to suffer to learn how to live. That's just the way it is. And if you're not offended, then you're a puss, first of all, for getting offended by every 5 fucking minutes. I hate that shit. Yes, there are certain things we shouldn't say. I agree with that. But the woke culture, it does go too far.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Please preach it.
No, I do believe that there's things that we shouldn't say. I will never use the N-word in my comedy again. I talked about that earlier. I won't do that. I won't use the F word, not fuck, but the other F word, the one referring to homosexuality. I won't use that no more. I won't use the Q word, Q-U, go on. I won't use that. But there's ways for me to still use those cultures and those types of people in my comedy or in your comedy without using those words. You can still be offensive and still be edgy and still do things that's funny without being a dipshit about it.
You guys want to hear a funny story with the word cock in it?
Sure.
I want to
like
hear
jokes about roosters. Go for
it.
Go
ahead. I'm sorry.
So, when my kid was like maybe 2, he was like 1 because he was just starting to walk around, and it was Halloween, and I dressed him up as Batman, and I took him trick-or-treating around my mom's house. And we got to this one house, and he had gotten the concept of like going up to the door and saying something, and he gets candy, and he liked candy. Everyone, he's a baby. But this one house had a giant grandfather clock, like across from the door, the front door where you would like ring the doorbell. And my kid sees this and goes bolting for the clock, pointing his finger and screaming, "Cock! Cock! Cock!" So there's a little tiny Batman in their house screaming cock at a clock.
It would have been funny if it said grandfather's cock. That would have been great.
That raises all new questions.
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
Well, thank you, Missy, for that story.
Yeah, good story. Good story.
He's still learning how to do, he's still learning how to talk.
Kid was very excited about cock.
We're talking about Shabisky, right? He's still learning how to talk.
Yeah.
What?
He dressed him up as Batman, and he forgot to.
We're doing a Halloween special, Landon. Coming up during Halloween. I hadn't figured out what I'm going as yet. I need to go ahead and get my costume, but I don't know what I'm doing yet.
I thought you wanted to be a giant baby.
I thought about doing a giant baby, have a big bonnet on and a bib and a bottle, but I don't know. I don't want to do that, really.
No.
But, by the way, speaking of calendars coming up, after Halloween, we'll enter into the 28 days of...
Oh, yes. See, Missy and Chav's never experienced the 28 days of Pimpmunk.
I was there last year.
Was you around?
Missy had to have been there too for it.
Last year was Annie. Luna was there last year.
Yeah,
that's who was all in Red Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was a regular guest at that time.
You were watching at the time. You were both watching, I'm pretty sure.
I was watching. I think Shab was actually
I think Shabby was a guest.
Because
I was a regular guest.
That's how I found Shab, was because he was a guest on
Of course,
yeah.
Everybody found Shab. Anyways, I'm kidding, of course. But anyways, 28 Days of Pimpmunk. That is, if you don't know what that is, my birthday's November 28th. I celebrate it for 28 days. It means you buy me gifts for 28 days, but not just me, because I'm adding most of the gifts on the list are going to be from my mom's this year. There's going to be a few for me, of course, but most of them are going to be from my mom. I'm already building the list right now.
Ooh.
Now, when I turned 40 a couple years ago, Landon had an idea we do 40 days for 40 years, and I did that, and I got a shit ton of goddamn. I mean, goddamn, boy, I got so many gifts. It was pathetic. But yeah, so I've been doing that quite a while now.
Yeah,
so
but I'm just saying the 28 days are coming up, so just get your gifting on.
Also, Pimpmunk, I like how we got the same. We got 2 birthdays in November going here. Very nice.
Oh,
there's a lot of birthdays in November, because it's 9 months from Valentine's Day.
This guy right here.
Serious though, there's so many birthdays in November because people like to fuck on that day.
Mm-hmm. My youngest is November 18th. So.
I masturbated twice last night because I couldn't sleep. I've only had an hour.
Why did we need to know?
I don't know. I've only had an hour and a half sleep, and I was bored last night when I was awake. I was going through insomnia again, so I jerked off twice.
Thank you. Huh. Very glad that you told us.
I mean, normally that helps you relax, so
That's what I was thinking.
Well, apparently it didn't, because you had to do it 2 times.
Yeah.
And it still didn't work.
Well, he's got the extra.
Not good at it.
Oh.
He's got the extra stuff. Right?
Maybe you're just not good at it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm pretty okay.
Third eye.
I got my ass. That's how you do it,
right? Some guys, I guess.
Whose finger was it?
Oh, it was some black dude on the street. His name was Marcus, and I love him.
It's nice of him to help.
He's my best friend now.
It's a bonding experience.
Shabby, you got my word.
Oh my God. Okay, I got a word here.
Did you forget?
Okay. Cacophony.
What?
Oh, nice. Good word.
Cacophony.
Wait, Kate.
Cacophony?
Something like that. It's pronounced.
Cacophony?
It's
You know what you're talking about, Shabby?
Cacophony.
You should say cacophony. You should pronounce it cacophony. Cacophony is now pronounced.
Put it in the chat.
Cacophony.
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 Cacophony is correct. Yes.
Oh.
That's
but it's now officially. How do you say it?
Cacophony.
Cacophony.
Yeah,
Cacophony.
Cacophony.
Does that mean
What
it's
does it
a
mean?
phony cack?
It's a phony
It's
cock.
a mixture of horrible sounds. It says, imagine birds screeching, alarm bells ringing, and babies screaming.
Pimpmunk would
Twitter.
Pimpmunk would
Crazy
consider Pimpmunk would consider a Metallica concert cacophony.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Cacophony.
Twitter competition.
I love Shabby. What was that one that you did not so long ago?
Cooterment.
Cooterment. And Landon, you were talking about accoutrement.
Accoutrement. It was accoutrement.
Accoutrement. And he said cooterment.
Cooterment.
Yeah. You go to the restaurant and say, yeah, I like your
I mean, the ladies like to keep it fresh down there. What can I say?
Accoutrement.
Yeah, we went through a whole fucking hour talking about throwing mints and pussies and shit.
Well,
Shouldn't be giving away Missy's signature move like that.
Thank you.
Supposed to be a surprise.
Hey, you
Cacophony.
never bring up Missy's.
Cacophony. Yeah. I have to use that in a sentence sometime today.
Cacophony.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some would say my cock's a phony. Is it barely a cock?
Is that when you go to the bathroom and you think you're going to drop Mr. Hanky and you don't?
Yeah.
And it's a phony Mr. Hanky? Is that like a phony caca?
You know, I thought my penis was a skin tag for many years.
Landon, I think you're dropping this hanky out of the wrong end of yourself there, friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need, lesbians use cacophonies.
Oh, yeah, true.
Ooh.
I have a cacophony in my drawer.
Hey,
I use a cacophony sometimes.
Mitch be breaking those motherfuckers.
No.
Missy got like 400,000 batteries in her car.
Damn.
Open up her goddamn closet, look like fucking Energizer company. Sitting right there, goddamn rabbits going across her hall floor.
It's cheaper than a boyfriend. You just keep.
Well, you've been getting some lousy ass men then, because the man will be taking care of you. Oh, I know that's old school and that's sexist and all that. So fuck all y'all right quick now.
You're not very progressive, Pimpmunk. Come on.
I don't give a fuck. Dude, I'm the type of motherfucker you're supposed to take care of your woman, right? When you walk, look, that's why I hate these little punk ass bitch men these days, what you call men. Walk around knowing damn well the girl got to protect the dude. Because these motherfuckers, if the guy looks more like a girl than the girl does, she's probably going to have to whoop ass for him. I believe that if you walk out and the woman on your arm, she needs to feel protected. Now, I know that's old school, but I really don't give two shits if you like that idea or not. I'm not being a sexist. I'm just being me.
We have 50 people watching, but only 25 likes. Everyone give it a thumbs up.
Right there. And
That's
also, I ain't
bullshit.
heard no money music in a minute. John Morgan, you got to pay the clock right now, you fucking bitch.
If you please.
Oh, by the way, thumbs to the up.
Thumbs to the up.
Thumbs to the up.
Missy, say that. Go thumbs to the up.
She doesn't like
I
thumbs to the up.
that. It's so cringy.
As soon
Yeah,
as
but
they
it'll be
said
great
that,
if you do it.
her eyes just totally rolled back in her head. She's like, "Oh fuck!" That's as soon as they
Now, I
said
know
it.
you was joking about that, John, but you still got to pay the clock because you got a racing stripe across your face.
And make sure the clock isn't phony.
Yeah, make sure they're the clockophony. Yeah. So anyway, that's 1,000% sexist. I disagree. Is that Missy, the woman here? Well, I know Fox Girl's a woman, but she's a new woman. Missy been a woman a long fucking time. She old as hell. Anyway.
403.
Missy, do you want a guy that looks like you, or do you want a guy that looks like a man that'll get out there and beat ass?
I'd rather have a guy that looks like a man that could beat someone's ass.
Ding, 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 motherfucker. I know that's what they're about to say.
Well, that's just my preference, because I know that there are girls out there that do like the more feminine boys. So
yeah, no, and there's nothing wrong with it. Look, don't get me wrong. If they want to like look like bitches, go ahead, look like a bitch. That's all on you. But I'll slap your little ass. No, all jokes aside, I look. I've said this many ways. I'm a very liberal person with a few conservative values. I've always said that because I am from the South. Y'all gotta remember that.
But he is a gentleman.
I am a gentleman, very much so, and I think that I do. I mean, I was raised by a very liberal woman, but she also taught me to respect women and be a man around women. And
taught you manners.
I don't know.
And manners, right? Your mama taught you manners.
Yeah. Maybe it is sexist. Maybe I need to get over that, but I don't know. I just think, and I know it's different, our generation. Missy's not as old as me. Let's get that fact out there, but she's closer to my generation than a lot of the girls that do watch this show. So Raising Girl, there you go. Raising Girl is very close to my generation. And, I know Raising Girl's opinion about this. We've talked about this many times. She likes a guy. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you like guys or do you like Shabisky people?
He's a great.
Now Shabisky's a dude's dude. I'll give him that. He's a little dude's dude. He's a pussy dude's dude, but he's a dude. He's barely a dude's dude, but he made it.
Yeah, I'm a dude. Like I'll be the chick. You will be the dude. I'll be the chick.
Yeah. But no, some chicks love twinks. I've got a good friend who loves twinks. She fucking loves them.
It's not for me.
And I think it's because I think the girls that like twinks are the ones that want to beat them up. They want a man that can whip.
It's not my thing.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Just like there's nothing wrong with being attracted to femboys.
No,
there's nothing wrong with that either.
I love femboys. I think they're
you like what you like, and I don't like it when people are like, oh, if you're not attracted to this, that means you're racist or you're like whatever the fuck it is. But like it's just my preference. This is what I am attracted to. You know. Got nothing to do with anything else but what I'm attracted to.
I'm not telling you, sorry.
Pam.
I think it's weird.
Sir.
You haven't shown us the puppy in forever. The dog's probably fucking fully grown now.
She's big and she's a devil.
You're a shithead. We haven't seen the dog for like a month. You've been her hostage from us.
X. Yeah, fuck you, Billy. With your little woke ass.
That's what I was saying. Like, there's nothing wrong with whatever. Like you're attracted to what you're attracted to.
I'm just saying what I am.
I think it's dumb.
I'm just saying how I am and how I believe.
I think it's Abby. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you know, you can be attracted to a fish.
She may be outside.
But she's fucking big now because it's been so long since we've seen her.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like it's been like a month since you showed her on the stream.
Well, she tears everything up. And she's
I miss our puppy.
Oh, we got the zip file.
Landon, what are your thoughts on human prejudice? Do you think human prejudice is a fundamental constituent, primal facet of human behavior? How much of prejudice is genetic and how much is environmental? Did human beings evolve to show prejudice?
Well, John Morgan, I think you asked an interesting question. There's anthropologists, I'm not one, but tell me that one of the evolutionary functions of prejudice was to try and determine us and them, right? Tribes and groups distinguishing themselves. Part of that caused the group to protect itself. But the other side of the coin of the prejudice is that in order for people not to essentially be inbred, to turn into, a bunch of squidbillies, you had children that are rebelling go and mix it up with the other group, right?
Yeah.
So it was adults that sit there and say, my tribe, my group, and it's the rebellious teenagers who go off and want to procreate that sneak off and do the Romeo and Juliet thing.
Yeah, don't.
So the notion of identification of a group had, I think, so they tell me that's something that the people who evolved on that, but the people who were completely insular died out as well. So you can't take that notion of tribal group stuff to an extreme, because otherwise you get a bunch of inbreds and you're out. So I'm told it's a complex thing. It's not a simple relationship. Do humans have a tendency to take that us and them and put it into bad situation? Well, just look at all these wars.
Yeah.
I mean, take a look at World War I. That's now far enough. You can sit there and say that is one of the dumbest things that happened in Europe in a long time. Very little honorable thing came out of that stuff. If you actually understand the history of that stuff and all this, it's almost a bunch of grade school stuff. They say, well, this country was mean to this country, so we're going to attack this country and this country, and then people double crossing and all kinds of stuff. It's just a complete calamity of things, and that's an example of where that us and them turns really awful. It has value in distinguishing yourself. So I appreciate, for example, that in Scotland, the Scots want to remain and keep their Scottish identity and Scottish heritage intact. That's a positive part of that group stuff. It depends on what you do with it, I think is the case. And so that evolutionary traits, I think it's partly we partly evolved to favor that identification of the group and identification of other groups, and it depends on what you do with it. Just like it's just like your words, right?
Yes.
Cacophony can be a good word, or cacophony can be a funny word.
Yeah.
It depends on how you use it. It's context.
It's all about the
I hope it's worth the price of thank you very much for your contribution.
Yep, that's true. And some people use cacophonies as accoutrement, so there you go.
Yeah. And by the way, 0006, I admit it, I am a person looking forward to the day when Scotland is a free and independent country and the former United Kingdom is former like the British Empire.
They can take our lives, but they can't take our freedom. But it's almost time to end this fucking show. Time flies when you're having a boring time.
What they say.
It's been a great show today. It's been a good show. We want to thank Landon for joining us.
Thanks, Kylie.
We really
Can I give some shout outs? A couple of shout outs, maybe?
Yeah, go ahead.
Besides Pimpmunk, I'm Mama Pimp. Please give her my best compliments. I'd like to give a shout out to the Milwaukee Atheists. Check them out. They could do some funny stuff. David Ansgar is doing some interesting stuff. Check them out. Of course, shout out to some of the stuff that our great producer Booleanenator does. Check out some of the stuff he's involved with, because he's got some good folks there. And again, I also have to say, my good friend Isaac Butterfield, I appreciate the fact that you will never apologize for a joke. Keep it up, sir.
Absolutely. And one thing, we do want to thank Krindar also for joining us. Him and his little sexy bee hat.
That pithy hat.
I'm glad you liked it, Landon. It was nice to meet you.
Excellent.
That's the first time you met Landon?
That's the first time I've been on a show with him. I know I've seen him on shows before, but first time I've been here with him.
He's
Thank
old.
you for your contribution, sir.
He'll forget you in 5 minutes. He's really old.
I am.
Yeah, just check out the early Kyler comment about the grandmother and take your damn too old to die pills, right? That's
You know what, I do have to thank you, because I'm used to being the oldest guy on any one of these shows. So
you older than me?
45.
Oh yeah, you're older than me.
Well,
so,
45 next month, anyway.
I'll be 43 next month, so there you go. Anyways,
close though.
Well, as always, I want to thank my great co-hosts, Shabisky and Missy. Great job. And, of course, thanking the great Booleanenator for doing an amazing job, as always. And we want to thank the chat room and the people who was watching that didn't chat. We thank you. I'm not like Shanny. I don't want everybody to chat. Shanny bitch about people watching and not chatting. What the fuck? It's views, you dumb bitch. Anyways.
And please, the girl, give me a ring. Like to have you over for some drinks and celebrate things. So
there you go. And anyways, thank you guys for watching, liking, sharing, tipping. As always, Booleanenator, hit that kill button.